I didn't get no answers because I was asking the wrong question. You have to ask the right question. You have to ask the right question. What? Has anything you've done made your life better?
Good morning, hookah smokers. This is Matt with Morning Hookah, here to talk to you about hookah, obviously. And yeah, I'm excited for today's episode because I'm going to be talking about more Darkside. Darkside, already talked about it, but we're going to keep rolling right along with this train. If you guys would like to see more videos about Darkside, drop it down in the comments below if you'd like me to talk about something that you're interested in as well, something other than Darkside, then please let me know as well. Drop down tobaccos, brands, hookahs, accessories, anything, charcoal. I don't even like to talk about charcoal that much, but I'll do it for you if you let me know down in the comments below. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about Darkside, as I already stated. We're going to be talking about a mix that I just put together. It's a very good mix. Had it before. I enjoy it, and I am going to walk you through it a little bit. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, the mix that we're going to be doing today is Falling Star, which is passion fruit and mango. We're also going to be throwing in some Basil Blast. Yes, if you saw the episode with me and Rob from Dude Where's My Hookah talking, we spoke about Basil Blast because it is a very interesting flavor, but we'll be talking about it more today. And I threw in some Supernova in there because I want that chill. I want that coldness to come through and hit me nice and hard. I'm going to go ahead and show you the packing of this bowl that I'm about to start smoking so we can get into talking about it. And we're going to break down these. Here's what we're going to do in this, because Supernova is a flavor enhancer. Okay, there is no flavor to it. It is cold. It is just like throwing ice cubes into a drink. It is just coldness. That's all it is. We are going to be talking about mango, or not mango lassi, because that's a different flavor completely, but Falling Star, which is mango and passion fruit. We'll talk about that one, and we'll also talk about Basil Blast. So we're going to break them down as we did with our previous Darkside video that we did, where we're going to talk about flavor, heaviness, complexity of flavor, aroma, and also exhale of flavor as well. So let's go ahead and All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Basil Blast and Falling Star. This Supernova, as you can see from the video, did not get a whole lot of loaded into the bowl, and that's about all you need, honestly. Like 20% is like the maximum that you need to go with Supernova. It is that strong, that potent stuff. It is just a super cooling effect. It is absolute cold. That's all Supernova is. A lot of people have talked about how it's not a mint, and it's not a mint. It is just a cooling agent. That's all it is. I really like what it adds to a lot of bowls. I throw it into a lot of mixes that I do because of that. I like not necessarily to want a mint flavor, but something that's really cold, and it does just that. It's really good for what it does. I think it's a really impressive flavor, and I also, like, to me, it's one of the must-try flavors from Darkside because it's unlike anything else that is on the market, in my opinion. And the same thing goes with Basil Blast, honestly. It is such a unique flavor because even though there's been other basil flavors in the past with like things like Enigma from Trifecta, this is so different because this is just pure basil flavor, absolute basil, like to the bare minimum of what it is just basil. And you can throw it in there and you can taste that basil, that leafy note to it. So interesting. So let's go ahead and break it down on my 5-point scale. When it comes to flavor of the basil, we're going to go ahead and give it an 8, an 8 and 9, 8, 9, basically 8.5, 8.5 is what we're going to give it because it is just a nice, strong basil flavor. And it is so good for mixing in so many different ways because it is such a strong flavor and you don't need to add a whole lot to it. It's just there whenever you throw it into any kind of mix. The heaviness on the basil is also going to get an 8 as well. And the reason why is because it's a very heavy basil flavor. It's very saturated. It's very strong when you're smoking it. It smells very good. It tastes like basil. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's kind of more on each individual person. I like that basil note, that taste that it's giving and stuff. When it comes to the complexity of the flavor, this one's interesting because it's not super complex. It's not like this crazy complex flavor. It is really just basil. So like I'm going to give it a 7 but that's like not like a negative to it, if that makes sense, because it is exactly what it says it is. It hits those notes really well. It's not super complex or anything. It is just basil. Very, very interesting flavor. And on exhale, even though this is in a mix, even though this is like maybe 30% of my bowl, when I exhale this, I still taste the basil. And I taste that basil really good. Like, it is right there. It's almost a side by side with that falling star, even though it is mixed in at only like 20-30% of the bowl. It's really, really interesting in that aspect. When it comes to the aroma, it fills the room with a basil smell to it. Like, you can smell the basil emanating from the bowl, emanating from the smoke. Very, very good flavor in that regard. It's also going to get an 8.5 as well for the Basil Blast. I do recommend using this more as a mixer. You can definitely smoke it alone. I just think it shines through as a mixing flavor, and I think that is one of the cool things about some of the Darkside flavors, is the fact that they work so well in things like mixes. So let's go ahead and talk about Falling Star. Falling Star is a mix between passion fruit and mango. I believe it's stronger in the passion fruit than it is the mango. I've heard some people say that it's mango and passion fruit. I've heard some people say that it's only passion fruit. I don't know if they're just both very sweet, tropical type flavors, and that's why I pick up both of those notes. It could just be the passion fruit flavor, and whatever they use in the passion fruit flavor, they also use in some weird way with the mango lassi flavor or something. Mango lassi, when you smoke it by itself, is just purely a mango flavor. You don't really taste any other notes to it. But Falling Star, you do seem to get something else in there as well. So I kind of tend to think that it's passion fruit and mango. It maybe is just passion fruit all on itself, and maybe I've heard that, so like it's kind of stuck in my head. I'll be the first to admit that that could very well be the fact of it. But when it comes to the flavor of it, it is a very nice, strong flavor. I have this down as a, let's see. Oh, I didn't write this one down yet, actually, but this is going to get an 8 from me for the Falling Star. It is a very strong flavor. It's very sweet. It's very saturated once again. Just a really nice sweet flavor. The heaviness of it is also very good. I'm going to give it a 7. It's not as heavy as you might expect when you're smoking it. It is still a very heavy flavor as well, but it's just not quite as saturated as you might be expecting it. When it comes to the complexity, I think it's really good on the complexity scale of this flavor. You taste that passion fruit flavor very nicely. If you've ever had a passion fruit, it's kind of like a tart tasting fruit. It has a nice tartness to it, and you get that with this Falling Star very well. It's very good, and then you get that other sweet note to it as well. The complexity is going to get an 8 from me as well. And then when you get the exhale of the flavor, you get some of that bitterness. You get some of that tartness, which is really nice to get from a passion fruit flavor. It's very good in that respect. Exhale flavor is definitely going to get an 8 from me for Falling Star. Very, very good flavor. Very tasty. Very strong in flavor as well. And the aroma is not nearly as strong. Floating around the room and stuff in this mix, for instance, I get more of the basil floating around for the aroma than I do the Falling Star. So I'm going to give that a 7. In other times that I've smoked it, same thing. It's not as strong as you might expect, especially considering how wonderful it is to smoke. You're not getting that huge aroma going around in the entire room. But yeah, this mix is phenomenal. The basil complements the Falling Star very well. The Supernova that I threw in there is just nice and cold. You can feel it in your jawbone. I really enjoy Supernova a lot. These are 3 flavors that I highly recommend checking out from Darkside. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. As always, make sure you check the description down below if you want all these things out in writing. And until next time, keep on smoking. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, and drop a like for me as well. And don't forget to follow me over on Instagram so you can find out exactly what is going to be happening on the YouTube channel. And if you're not already a part of the group on Facebook, join us over on Facebook as well, Morning Hookah. We have some fun stuff coming up over there as well. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, keep on smoking.
I didn't get no answers because I was asking the wrong question. You have to ask the right question. You have to ask the right question. What? Has anything you've done made your life better?